Good morning and welcome back. In this video we're going to go over removing distortion after welding. I just welded this up yesterday, and with any welding the metal heats up and then it shrinks down. So this is all shrunk and you can see that it's deformed, right? So I'm going to go around and hammer and dolly it, hammer on dolly, and stretch this back out to take this deformation out. There's going to be a lot of hammer and dollying, so I'll go through and time lapse most of it, but you'll see what I'm talking about when I'm done. So I'll be hammer and dollying. I'm going to start over here and go through, and then I'll slowly grind the weld down and keep going over it until it's back to normal. And then I have to bend these down and weld these up, and then you'll see the blue line right here. That is my cut line, my trim line. I gotta trim that to fit around the frame just like that one. So I took a paper template of that side, and now I'm matching it for the passenger side. So I might end up cutting this all out before I'm done hammer and dollying, but we're gonna start with hammer and dolly. And you can see my heat affected zone is fairly similar. I had a couple start stops. My hands got hot. I stuck my tip a couple times, but I tried to be as consistent as possible. So even heat in, even heat out, and it deforms and moves evenly. So I started welding right here. This is where I'm going to start hammer and dollying. Let's get into it. Now I'm just using a toe dolly and slightly crowned hammer, and then I have an even less crowned hammer right here. I'm gonna put my sandbag on it to hold it down. Now you hear that, it still sounds hollow, right? It's not, so you need this to stretch it out. So when it's doing that hollow sound, it's not hammer on dolly yet. It's not stretching that weld back out. It's just moving it. Right there. It started going hammer on dolly and starting to stretch it back out now. Now I'm not wailing on it. My elbow is locked and I'm literally just going like this. Okay, I think that's good enough for the first round. Now I'm going to go and start to sand that weld down. But as you can see, most of the deformation is gone. There's still a little bit there. This still needs to come up a little bit. This still needs to stretch up a little bit more, and to where this is level with this again. But that's generally the idea. You just hammer and dolly it until it all comes out. You remember how this was way up like that? Now look at it. It's still Got a little bit, but nothing like what it was. This was all cattywampus. It's all good. So it's got a nice flow. It's following the contour of the panel. So now I'm gonna go sand this down, and then I might trim along my line, and then I will hammer and dolly some more and smooth it out some more. Something worth mentioning is this is obviously TIG welded. They say you can do it with, they say you can hammer and dolly MIG welds. The problem with it is the MIG weld is, it's a lot more, it's a harder weld, and it's a lot more prone to cracking. You can't smash it down like you can with the TIG weld. The TIG weld is a softer, more blended weld. It smooths out better. I don't MIG weld sheet metal anymore. I try and do everything I can to make my fitments perfect, and then I TIG weld everything. Ever since I started TIG welding, I haven't gone back to my MIG. I have it, I use it every once in a while, but very, very rarely do I ever use it on sheet metal. I mainly use it for doing thicker materials and stuff that is very hard to get to, or I don't have access to my foot pedal, or I can't get a filler rod in there, or I can't get to the backside for some reason. Then I'll use my MIG welder if it seems more beneficial. But right now I'm going to get ready to grind this down, and when I'm grinding this down, I'm going to use two hands. I'm going to have one hand on here and just stabilize so I can just grind the weld down and blend it out. I don't want to take the base material down. I want to just work on the weld. So by using both hands, I'm able to stabilize and control where the grinder's going. All right, so you get how I'm grinding, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and get this finished up, and then I'm gonna hammer and dolly again, and stay tuned because I'm gonna try a new method for blending out the weld that I seen Jason Miller from JRM Tools do on one of his short stories. I just caught it in one of his clips. He didn't talk about it. He just did it, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna try that. So stay tuned for that. Okay, so I got it ground down and I got it trimmed up. Now I'm going to hammer and dolly some more and make it a little bit better, and then try and blend it out. Something I also sanded the back side of it, so it's smoothed out too. Yeah, so let's get back to hammer and dolly work, and then we'll blend it out. It helps if the metal doesn't move. You see me holding it with my gut, my fat belly, holding it in place as I'm hammering and dollying. It helps if the metal is stable, like that fender, that it's locked in place so it doesn't move. So when I'm hammering and dollying on that, it doesn't move, and the metal moves as I need it. The panel doesn't move, if that makes sense. Nice, nice, nice. All right, I think that's all I need to do for hammer and dollying. That is nice and even. You see me go from hit from the bottom side and hold this on top. That was just to get the very last bit out and make it flat again. Like, that is pretty good. That's pretty good. The whole panel's got a natural curve like this because I've English wheeled this whole thing. But now I'm going to take this back over to the belt or the grinder, and we're going to try that trick that I was mentioning. We're going to try and blend that out a little bit, and then I'm going to put it in the car and start trimming this to fit. I'm pretty sure I got to sand this down more. You know, I got to sand some more. So let's get this thing blended out. All right, so that trick that I was mentioning. So I have as my discs wear down, I cut them off as squares. This one's not worn down that much, but I'm just gonna cut it and see if that helps blend it out more, because it'll grab on those little things. Those little cuts will grab the weld and blend it out, I think. I don't know. I don't know if it works better or not. So I'm gonna get a disc that I've cut in like a square. We'll try that, see how that works, see if this works better or not. This is what I've been doing, and it works pretty good. Well, we'll give it a shot and see. I think that works better. See, like that? That blended out nicely. Now I can go over that with a DA and clean that up, and you won't even know that a weld's there. Okay, that looks pretty good. I need to do a little bit more hammer and dollying right there because I can't get that blended out, but the rest of that blended out really, really nice. So I'm gonna do a little bit more hammer and dolly around here, and then that'll come out good. And that, my friends, is how you remove distortion after welding, and then blend it out and make it look seamless. Now it all rolls with the panel, and it's fitting really good. Next, I will bend this down, weld that up, bend this down, weld that up, and start making that fit the frame just like the other one. But I think that's it for now. Again, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, notifications button, share the videos, help me out a lot. Trying to grow this channel and start doing some more of this stuff. Starting to have fun with it. So yeah, till next time.